Hi guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make these adorable tags. So I use the stamp set from Fawn, the Hey There tag set I used in my other video. I'm going to use this a few more times because I've got a few projects that I have for it. So we use all the little characters here except for the tiny little chick. I just love it. There's all these cute little sayings. So we use that one. We use the stitched hillside, the Tag Your It die, the circle die, and that's the out and in circle die, and then we also use the quilt die. So what I did was I took and cut out a white piece of the one of the tags, and then I did the embossing for the quilt on a piece of paper and then cut it out with the tag die again. I cut out one of the circle tags, I trimmed it down, and then on the grass here on this one, I also did a piece of paper and did the quilt and then cut out the stitched borders to do the heels on this one. I love it because it looks like little flowers in the grass. So I love how that came out. And then I just added on some pieces of ribbon. Now on like this one, I just did the half circle. I did those quilts in the background. Every single one has the plain white. You could do whatever color you wanted to, and then colored in the images. All of these were colored in with colored pencils. And then this one I added some of that Wink of Stella on all the spots you can see there. And then on this one I did use the little firefly from the stamp set right here. I love those. And added that up there at the top and added the Wink of Stella on these dots as well. And then on this one I did the hillsides, but I inked it up just a little bit with Forever Green from Hero Arts to bring that dimension out just a little bit, and then tucked the barn right behind it. And then I did make a little smudge. I got to come back with some white and get that cleaned up, but I used a brown on this one. I just love how that came out. And then on this one here, this is one of my favorites. So I used a gray cardstock on the circle die. I cut it in half and then cut a little bit off the bottom so I could bring it down a little bit. And then I did the borders, and then I also did that same Forever Green and then inked it up around the edges. And I put a little bit of Wink of Stella in the hay there and on their noses. Or actually I colored the entire chicken with those, and then also the egg. So I tucked the little barn right between these two, and I just love, this is one of my favorites. And then did the sentiment hay there. And then on this one here, I took and put some little dots on him to kind of give him a little bit of dimension, and did the hay there. I used enamel accents to make these little dots here just to kind of give it a little something extra. And then on this one here, the horse, I did the same thing. I gave him a little bit of dots to give him some texture. And then I just did one of the hills on this one and then inked it up just a little bit there. Now with this one, where these ones are inked right here, I used the soft brown from Hero Arts as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to recreate this one right here. And I've already done this video a few times, so we've made this guy a couple times. So we're going to go ahead and recreate this guy right here. So I've already got everything kind of already pre-cut, so that way we can get started. All right, so the very first thing what I did was I took my white tag, and then I took its layer like this. So what I did was flip it over. I took my tape runner and I just ran in between these, so that way I didn't get the sticky on those holes, so where it wouldn't come through. So I'm just gonna come through and get all those like that. And then carefully, I'm just gonna come and get these lined up just like this. All right, so once I get it lined up, I'm gonna take my bone folder to really push that down to make sure it's gonna stay where it needs to. You could do a patterned cardstock, and that would be really cute too as well. So, but I just loved all these colors. So once I have that done, then I took my circle die. What I did was I took it to the trimmer and I just trimmed a little bit off. I just measured these so that way they would perfectly set like this. So what I did for the next step of this, I'm gonna go ahead and ink it up and then put my sentiment on. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that and just go all the way around. Now, like I said, these are not, I mentioned before, these are not like the Tim Holtz Distress Inks, but I still like the way, I mean, so they don't blend out as easy as you would with like the Tim Holtz, but I still love the way that they come out, and I love the colors, so. All right, so once I get it inked up how I want it, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Misty, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this in here so I know that's gonna sit on it just like this. So I can go ahead and get this down in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my sentiment happy birthday and get those laid down. Then the magic of the internet, I'm gonna snap my finger and it's gonna be stamped. All right, so now that it's stamped, we're gonna go ahead and take this off the Misty. And I'm gonna go ahead and get some adhesive on the back side of this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this layered right on top of here. I'm just kind of lining it up against that side there. Just like that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is for the next step, I'm going to go ahead and take my grass. So I'm going to figure out exactly where I want this one. And what I like to do is I'm going to leave a little bit off the bottom here whenever I get this down, so that way I can come back and trim, so that way my corners will be rounded. So I'm going to go ahead and get it like that. So what I'm going to do is the same thing as I did before, just kind of coming up here at the top and getting it all the way down. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this lined up. Get it lined up just like that. I'm gonna use my bone folder to get that laid down. Then I'm gonna come back with my scissors and I'm gonna trim this off. So I did that on any of the borders, whether it was with this quilted or not, just so I could round off these corners so they stayed nicely like that. Then what I did was I took my Forever Green, switch this guy out. I took my Forever Green, dipped it in here, and then went all the way around the bottom. Just like that. All right, so now we can take our cute little pig and get it where we want it like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some foam dots and get those right on his back, just like that. One more, like that. All right, so I'm gonna take my cute little pig, figure out where I want it centered, something like that. Get it pushed down. So there we go. So the last step that I did was I took some twine and a little bit of jute twine. So I took the red and white, took a little bit of jute twine and put those together and ran it through here. Now with this die set, it does come with the little pieces that will cover this right here. I didn't do those on mine, but I think it would be really adorable to go ahead and add those. Okay, and just like that. And then you would trim that however you want it, but this one's already ready to go, so that way you have your tag just like that. So I just love the way that these came out. I think they're super adorable. I ended up making like 2 cows and stuff like that, but you could make just a little set of the different farm animals and put these on your next gifts. I think they're just super cute. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.